Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of World Talks here on TVP World. I'm your host, Benjamin Lee, and please join me and my guests on this next interview. A new wave of civilian military involvement is gaining momentum, with governments rethinking conscription, training, and national defense strategies. In Poland, a staggering 245,000 civilians, both men and women, will be summoned for military qualification checks as Warsaw eyes a force of 500,000. Other nations, from Denmark to Germany, are adopting similar measures amid growing security concerns. Joining us today on TVP World to discuss what this call to arms mean for Poland and the region is Magdalena Jakubowska, Vice President of Res Publica Foundation, an expert in civic resilience and defense policy. Hello, ma'am, and welcome to TVP World.
Good morning. Hello.
So, what does Poland's large-scale civilian summons send? What kind of message does it send to the public, both kind of domestically and to its neighbors?
I think this is a message of the government that we are serious about military and our own security. And this is important message for people that they have to engage. This is not only or should not be kind of a message to only those who are already connected to military, have their professional career connected to armed forces, but this is a message for everyone that we are all responsible for our country. And this message, it is important to understand that this is about the responsibility, the resilience that we have to build together, and that there is no space for nationalisms or any other authoritarian decisions, but we have to be all in that in a democratic, value-based way. Therefore, it's important to build around the debate, the public debate, that this is a solidary responsibility for the country.
All right, so do you think this is truly a shift in defense policy, or is it more of like a procedural update given current tensions? When we look into the specifics, who are we looking at being summoned when, and what criteria will the candidate for the military be selected?
It is, of course, an important change in Poland. After years of peace in Europe, this is time to really mobilize in a sense, and this decision shows that. This time has come a few years ago. We already are buying or investing into equipment. We also should invest into people. This is just a necessary step forward, and I can't imagine this different. This idea for upcoming trainings are organized is quite important. We will be recruiting people, but not to the army directly. But we will first understand the pool of people we have in our capacities, in our resources. Therefore, those first tests will be summoned for early adults, people from the 19-year-old age, and those will be both men and women. Women in a little limited number, because we only now take into account those who are pursuing their careers in certain professions that are needed for the military or army needs. I think this is important to at least be aware where we are. The number of people in Poland is decreasing. Demography is not lying to us, so it's time to understand who is there to take in case of security emergency.
Right, like I mentioned, we are seeing a demographic decline here in Poland. So do you think this civilian qualification screening can actually realistically contribute to the relatively ambitious project of having a 500,000 strong force?
It's a difficult task to recruit 500,000 people for military needs, but I think this is possible. This has to be overthought. I can see already that this idea of kind of a dual professionalization for many different professional groups is a good attitude. Not everyone has to run with a gun in his or her hands. Many can also do a military work from their desks, from their professions, like I don't know, medical professionals or psychologists or IT people. We can see more and more even e-gaming or trainers or coaches who should be involved. Therefore, I think this is an important step forward, and this way we can easily make sure that the 500,000 maybe not reserved group is there in place. It will take time because of the demography, because of also building the public debate around that. This is not something that we can, immediately achieve. But if well thought, with specific incentive for those people, I think this will be quite successful way to do it.
All right, speaking of the public debate, how's the general sentiment in Poland when it comes to conscription, especially with the young people that is going to be going through these qualification screening?
Obviously, conscription to Poles means something that is directly connected to our communist times, and the idea is not very well perceived. So the sentiment is not positive, but I guess that in building the debate, the need and importance, and also these professional opportunities that the military can give, especially if we think of this kind of a dual use, and of course the resources that the military has and will have with the 5% threshold of spending. I think that we can really do a modern and a very temptive professional opportunities for people. Therefore, I think that if we build up this discussion, this public debate around opportunities, then people will slowly move forward to being more positively to have more positive attitude. This is very needed. So I think that all the resources should be put to the strategic communication, that the resilience, the opportunities are very important for the safety and security of the country and of the alliance, meaning NATO or the EU.
Right, so like I mentioned, this is actually very important for the collective defense, not just in the country, but also the entire military alliance in and of itself. But do you think this kind of message can go through to a younger generation who perhaps are still kind of iffy about it? What can the government do, or how can we convince Poles to join the army, or generally just get the preparedness up?
I think this is even easier to target the younger generation now, who doesn't remember or has now no direct connection to post-communist Poland or the communist Poland. So I think this is way easier to build up on this. They don't have this memory. They don't understand what was the this conscription model earlier on, and they of course they are living in a shrinking professional space, while I think that such incentives and such a stable opportunity to work in the military and pursue their careers in this way without that sentiment that that, for example, my generation and the earlier ones have, is possible. We can see that among the youth, we have more people that are that have this patriotic sentiment very strong, and I think we can use that opportunity. But as said, the center or liberal government have to be aware of how to build this non-nationalistic but patriotic atmosphere around around military and the service itself.
All right, so well, looking forward, do you expect a change in the model that Poland does conscription or builds its military? Do you think ultimately we'll have to see a shift from the voluntary basis to well, conscription?
I think that it will be necessary to at least have a obligatory training, not maybe full conscription, but at least a training for every citizen that is A category, meaning that is fully in capacity to take such a training. So I guess it will be necessary. We have to go with this Swedish model in that sense. Swedes collect the pool of people that they can later on recruit. They are already trained. They are identified. This screening among youth and people that can take up military service is being done for years there. We only start, but I think it's a good start for the moment. So this at least a training, at least the understanding of basic questions of security of the country should be there in place and should be obligatory.
Right. Thank you so much for your input and insight. And of course, we'll have to see how the future for the Polish military will hold. In the meantime, thank you so much for your input and insight. Really appreciate it. And thanks for being with us on TVP World.
Thank you very much. Have a lovely day.
And thank you for tuning into this edition of World Talks. But for more news, updates, commentary, please stay tuned to TVP World.